I like to think of it, how are you spending, saving, and investing your energy? This is an energy issue. And I struggled so much with consistent cycles of burnout. I mean, I was a model for over 20 years, traveling the world, be on planes 3 times a week. And I would just go through the cycle of having loads of energy. And just because you have the capacity to hold a lot of stress or to hold a lot doesn't mean you have to. And so I would push, end up in a burnout cycle, push, end up in a burnout cycle. I did struggle with depression and anxiety myself. And I started to think, this is not working. The cycle I'm in is not working. I would have to completely rest for days, if not weeks sometimes. And then I would go back out and do the same thing again. And during those years, I was predominantly working from the outside in. I was not working from the inside out. It was like, what do I have to achieve? What do people think of me? As a model, it was like my next goalpost for my career. And I started to turn inwards and started meditation practice in my mid-20s. And I started to understand that it's an inside out world. And it's like I had to almost turn everything inside out, that what I've been taught since I've been born, actually, yes. Which is fascinating. And I started to look at everything through the lens of energy. And I'm fascinated with quantum physics, how we experience time, how we experience ourselves. How is it that we've all got the same 24 hours in a day, but some people achieve more and some people achieve less? What is it that some people can get a lot done and they don't seem to be like as overwhelmed as I would be? And so I started to understand that my thoughts, first of all, which up until now is 3 words I think are very good to use when you're talking about yourself. Up until now, historically, I've been a ruminator, and I would go over worst case scenarios, and it was habitual and detrimental. And
so all that energy, like wasted energy, essentially.
Wasted energy, and spending it on going through 20, 30 different scenarios that never happened. Mm-hmm. You know, the only place it's happening is my head. And so I started to understand through meditation, I started to become the observer of my thoughts. And I was like, my stories are what's causing me the problem. You know, I'm always telling stories about my life, about my family, about my capabilities. And I started to change my story.